And good afternoon, everybody. Here is today's Wednesday webinar. Today, we're just going to cover the latest and greatest around the CPC, the latest news, all the events, and all the great happenings. Can you believe it? There are only 10 days left until summer camp. I know our entire staff and those who are joining us this summer are super excited and working feverishly. We'll get into that in a moment to get everything raring to go for summer camp. So lots of exciting things to go around to discuss today. So let's just go around the horn. There's just so many great things here. And basically, as I said, summer camp begins in 10 days. So I don't know about you, but I'm excited about it. I know my scouts are excited about it. I'm sure your scouts are excited about it. Of course, it's going to be a little bit different, but boy, the staff is working incredibly hard to make it just awesome and super fun. And who doesn't want to go to the coast or be in the mountains and spend a week out there? By golly, I'm excited about it. So let's go over a couple of the latest things in case you haven't seen these. If for those who are still meeting, we have some new safety guidelines, as I know many of you are slowing down for the summer and getting up ready for summer and whatnot, but we have some really great new meeting guidelines for you here. So you can go to cpcbsa.org/COVID because there's a lot of new changes. Now, we haven't made any new changes to camp yet, although that may happen as well. So keep open-minded, and keep your email open to watch for the latest updates on that. But for meetings themselves, here's a couple of quick things. Basically, the cohort sizes are now up to 15, which is super awesome for scouts, and then plus 2 scout leaders. So if you're a cub unit and you've got parents involved, you have to know that basically it's 15 individuals. That includes scouts and parents. Or if you're in Scouts BSA, well, that's 15 scouts plus 2 scout leaders. So there's that. Masks are not required for meeting if you're meeting outside with your cohort. So I recommend doing outside. We've been meeting outside. It's been fantastic. We just had our court of honor last night. It was great. We actually met at the park and it was super awesome. So also some new guidelines for folks who are vaccinated, that you're not required to wear a mask actually indoors or outdoors or social distance. So there's that. Also, vaccinated adults may move freely between cohorts. So if you're one of those groups who are larger and you actually have 2 cohorts going at the same time, the adults who are vaccinated can go between cohorts, which is nice too. Also, vaccinated youth are still asked to stay within their cohorts at this time. So please manage that. I know it's tough sometimes, and especially with the youngers, but do your best. That's all we can ask you to do in terms of scouts. So, and we all know we try and do that, don't we? So there's that. Also, we of course want really everybody to wash hands and sanitize. Scrubby, scrubby, scrubby. Remember that old camp song that we used to do for washing hands? So still do that. I think that's really important, a great habit for all of us anyway. So there's that. You can check out the details and download the actual new guidelines at cpcbsa.org/COVID. All right, if you haven't heard yet, the summer camp guides are now available. The latest and greatest, you can get them at cpcbsa.org/camp forms. There's one guide for those of you going to Cub Scout camps, and there are 2 guides for SBSA, for Scouts BSA camps. So you want to download both of those, and for Scouts BSA and the single guide for Cub camps, and parents should do it too. It's great information. It's a lot of information, but it's all really important. We even have packing lists, all that kind of stuff. They're just things to be prepared for, because that's what we're all about, right? So everybody who's going to camp really should download those and check them out, read through them. It is a lot, but it's really good to get educated about it. I know as a new leader, it was really important for me to read through everything, of course. And if you're a new parent, really important to read through everything. It takes a little bit of time, but it's really good to get familiar with how this all plays out, because most of the stuff is very, very similar to what we have normally for summer, despite COVID. So lots of good information there to check out. We also have some new safety procedures there as well. And again, this, like I mentioned before, this is all subject to change. So please watch your emails. We will have another webinar next week, of course. So we'll have updates then, and any really super important updates will come to you. If you're going to camp and are already registered, we'll actually send those emails out to you as well. So we also have those pre-camp leader meeting webinars. Those were recorded for every single camp. So parents who are interested, and leaders, of course, should check these out at cpcbsa.org/pre-camp. All these links will redirect you to the right spot, so they're not super hard to remember. And of course, we'll have these. This is actually being recorded, so you can listen to it later. We'll have the links on the page and all of that, so it should be pretty easy for you. So check that out. That's for every single camp, and lots of fantastic Q&A May for everybody, for every camp. So really, really good stuff there. So please check that out at cpcbsa.org/pre-camp. All right. For those of you who are just, sitting around the house and twiddling your thumbs, oh, what are we going to do next week? I don't know. Summer's starting. Well, by golly, you can jump into Adventure Club at cpcbsa.org/adventure club. We had a lot of fun. We had thousands of people have a lot of fun last summer with Adventure Club as we just launched it. And so we are kicking it back into gear. It actually starts this weekend. So you're going to want to jump in on this at cpcbsa.org/adventure club. You get all the details there, because the hiking challenge starts this weekend. We also, let's go to the next slide here. We also have the summer experience, which is super neat. This is new for this year. It involves hiking and paddling and biking. Any way you want to get all of your exercise in, you can do that and join us at the Adventure Club at cpcbsa.org/adventure club. Lots of swag, lots of patches, lots of great stuff there. So check that out. Also, we still have a few spots available for family camping for Labor Day weekend. So if you want to come to the coast and hang out, or you've been having a hard time finding a camping spot, because it's literally feels impossible sometimes, why not come to Camp Meriwether and hang out and have 2 miles of beach front all to yourself pretty much. So you can have fires on the beach, you can camp. It's just really what a fantastic place to come and hang out. So check that out at cpcbsa.org/family camping. And by the way, we had about 450 families camp with us last summer, and so many folks had not even actually been there to any of our camps before. So if you've never been to some of our camps, what a great way to just experience it and have a nice, relaxing time with your family. So check it out. All right, lastly here, or not lastly, but next up, this is Ranch Camp. So Ranch Camp is going to be super fantastic. We couldn't do horse trek this year because of all the wildfires. I actually just drove through there, went to Camp Pioneer last weekend. Wow, devastating. So just a great example near Camp Pioneer of all the wildfires that happened around Butte Creek and all those other places. So, but because of all the wildfires, there's a lot of land that's closed. And so we don't have access to that. So we couldn't do our actual trek from Butte Creek to Baldwin, for instance. So instead, we have Ranch Camp. So, my gosh, let's check this out here. I'm going to share my sound here, and we are going to listen to what Scott DiPaolo has to say about Ranch Camp.
Howdy, folks. Hey, I'm Scott DiPaolo. I'm the head wrangler out here at Butte Creek Scout Ranch, and I'll tell you, the ranch ain't all about riding and roping and doing cowboy stuff. We do some other things out here. Like this summer at Ranch Camp, we're going to teach you how to fly fish, how to cook over an open fire, and how to find true north by the stars, how to guide yourself when you have no other way to go. And we're hoping that you'll come out and you'll enjoy Ranch Camp with us. So get on cpcbsa.org, check us out, or just call in to 503-226-3423. You're going to talk to Deanne. She's going to point you in the right direction for getting signed up. Can't wait to see you out here this summer. Make it a great day and happy trails.
And as you can see here, this starts this weekend. So the first week is this weekend. The next opportunity is August 21st through 28th. So there are still some spots open, and this is just a fantastic way to become a cowboy and a wrangler. So check that out at cpcbsa.org/ranch camp. Next up here, hold on one second here. We're going to talk about Arrow Corps. Actually, was just hanging out with the Order of the Arrow this last weekend and chatting about this. What a fantastic way for anyone who is an older teenager or adults who want to join in on this and serve in the Willamette National Forest and do some work on trails and help out the Forest Service there. It's a really great way. This is a little highlight reel from last year's Arrow Corps. Let's check it out.
This is Lava Lake's trail crew with 8 crew members working on Lava Lake Trail.
Affirmative.
That's an affirmative.
And as you can see, lots of service projects. So for those of you who do a lot of backpacking, hanging out in the woods, this is such a great way to get out there and actually help, on the trails and in the woods, and just really help do a really fantastic backcountry cleanup and whatever tasks are needed. That's what we're there for. So that's a really great opportunity to serve. You can check that out at cpcbsa.org/OA. Lastly, if you missed our or next, not lastly, I keep saying that, but there's so much going on. I think this is the last slide, but it's not, because we have a lot going on. If you missed our last webinar, we have some really fantastic new annual planning tools for units at cpcbsa.org/planning. I'm going to give you a quick show here what this actually looks like. So here is the Cub Scout version of the guide here. Let's look at this real quick here. And what we did this year, it's a little bit different. Hey, COVID taught us a lot, and we're trying to streamline and do things a little bit differently, but a little bit easier. And with so many people meeting virtually and used to that, what we did here is something a little bit different, where instead of printing out the big, huge guide like we normally did, and with everything being in flux, it seemed like, we went this route. So what this is a Google slide deck that you can actually make a copy of. It's the latest and greatest of what's happening around the Cascade Pacific Council, but also it gives you a way to quickly and easily edit and share this with your scout unit, with your parents, and with your scouts. So this is an example here. There's a little how-to guide with using these Google slide decks. We're really excited about it and would love to hear your feedback on it, because we really feel like what's going to be great about this is that it's such a great way to be able to easily share this with your parents and easily edit. So here's how this works. Basically, you start filling in the blanks, if you will, with your scout unit and whatnot. Then we have, your important contacts. You fill all this information out, and then you share with the parents. They'll be prepared, so to speak. So every month, this is what a month looks like. Every month we actually have a theme. So August, for instance, is Be Prepared. And it's all about preparing your scout unit for an incredible year in the Cascade Pacific Council. So what we have here on the left are the district and council events and deadlines. So there's those. So you kind of see, on the 9th we have this and this. Okay. And then below that is this month's checklist. So it's kind of a checklist of to-dos for the scout unit itself. And then on the right here, you can just very easily add and edit your events, your deadlines. And again, it's so easy to edit and share this with everybody in your scout unit and keep everybody, up to date as what's happening. So every month looks like this. For instance, September 2021, do your best. There's the other themes. So these are themes that are our ideas from the Cascade Pacific Council that also have to do with thematically kind of what's going on throughout the year as well, in terms of service projects and opportunities like that, things of that nature. And November, for instance, Scout is helpful, of course, because we're doing scouting for food and things like that, or gearing up for it in December. So kind of some neat themes. And we'll be doing, from a marketing standpoint and communication standpoint, we'll also have these themes and promote these themes in our social media and places like that, and give you tools to be able to send these social media posts and things like that out on your feeds as well. So you can kind of see it's kind of a really fun way to really easily have some themes. You hopefully don't have to work too hard at kind of doing your planning. For our scout unit, we're going to go to summer camp. We've got to have summer camp deadlines, things like that, and we're going to choose our summer camp, and then we'll make plans for that, and so we'll put that in here as well. But anyways, you'll have everything rolling from August to August is really how it rolls in here. So February, for instance, a scout is kind. Hey, we got to share the love. It's Black History Month and it's Valentine's Day. So, it's all about kindness and sharing love toward one another. So that's kind of a fun theme there. Then we have service as a theme in March. We have in April, Scott is Courteous as a theme, because April is Youth Protection Month. So we'll talk more about that. Lots of great resources we'll share here too. And what happens is, if we actually have some updates, some really important updates that would be for an event, for instance, let's say University of Scouting, for instance, what we'll do when we have the latest and greatest, we'll create a slide, let you know about the slide, and literally you just copy paste the slide into your slide deck. So it should be a really easy way to keep everything updated and whatnot. And then what happens at the end of this, you'll see there are supplemental slides. So at the end of this has all of these great tools. So we talk about unit promotion and marketing. Here's your 10 essentials for promoting your scout unit. And these are great things you just can talk to your parents and your scouts about. So, and others, for instance, and feel free, you share this with prospective scouts, parents, and they can say, wow, you guys are really organized. This looks really like an exciting year. So it's kind of fun. We have information on popcorn sale, so programming, planning, and resources, and all of that stuff. So lots of great tools right here that are just easy to click on and go to the links to the correct websites and things like that, web pages and whatnot. So we also have some things that are to be determined as well. So you can actually go to cpcbsa.org/planning here, and that's what you'll actually see. If we actually go to that page, here I'll share that page with you too, just for fun. It's looking a little funky because I'm logged into our WordPress account here. But basically, what's great is you have some how-to information here. We scroll down and we actually have the Cub Pack planning calendar. We have the troop, crew, and ship planning calendar right there. So you just click on that and you actually go to the actual slide deck there. And then we have our other resources here. Just trying to make it really easy for you to use these tools and create something that's user-friendly and shareable. I think that's really the key. I know as a scoutmaster myself, being able to share this with my troop is going to be really important. So the scouts and I are going to be planning this out, and then we'll be able to share it with the parents. So that's going to be really great. All right, next up, have some resources for you. If you haven't seen this yet, check it out. It's actually really fun because we're getting orders for these banners that you see down here. Really great. So that gets me jazzed because I know people are out there ready to share scouting with the world. So that's awesome. So you can go to cpcbsa.org/recruiting. You can get all the downloads for your social media posts. You can get these round pieces here that look like stickers. You can actually use those in your email and as your signature in your email. That's actually what we're doing here in the CPC, so it's kind of fun. And you can link it to cpcbsa.org/grit, and people can receive a free adventure kit there. So don't forget, send your friends to cpcbsa.org/grit, and they get a little story about us, about all the great things that you and the scouts have been doing this past crazy year, and hopefully inspires them and motivates them to actually get a free adventure kit for their kids, and different versions based on their age, which is really fun. What happens after that is then parents actually receive an educational email series about scouting. We share with them what we all are about here in the CPC and the adventures you get to go on, and safety protocols and all that kind of stuff. It's really great. And they actually then receive a personal phone call from the district executive in the area, and then we'd lead them back to your scout unit. So it's kind of a neat way to do it, to just welcome them and ease them into scouting, and really share with them that just the amazing things you and your scouts do out there in the world. So there's that. One last thing here, almost last. I think it's almost last year. You may have seen news about national fee increases. There are going to be some fee increases implemented on August 1st. We'll have more updates on this. The board is actually reviewing how this all plays out in terms of the CPC. Right now, we have a $12 council fee is actually added to national fees that are paid. And so anyway, so we'll have more information on that later on this summer, but just wanted to acknowledge that this email did go out. You can actually see more on this at scouting.org, but we'll also send you more information on how this plays out as well. And what I also say is, I always have thought that scouting is one heck of a deal. To become a member, it's actually really inexpensive, and we also have scholarships and things like that available to anybody for camp and for joining and all that kind of stuff. We don't want money to ever be a reason to not join scouting. So if you know people who are interested, let us know, and send them to get a free adventure kit and check it out. And what's great is, think of all the amazing things you get access to. Even here in the CPC, you join scouting here in the CPC, you get to do family camping. You get to go to these amazing summer camps that are a lot less expensive than other summer camps out there. I know as a parent, and you just get all these great resources. Who can beat going to winter lodges, for instance, and going sledding at our winter lodges? Oh my gosh, we get to do that. And thank heavens that COVID's pretty much over, so we can get to do that this winter, right? I'm excited about that. It's like our favorite thing to do. So anyway, highly recommend just telling people about scouting, and just send them to cpcbsa.org/grit for the free adventure kit. Just a great way to welcome people into scouting in a friendly way. So summer camp is actually beginning in 10 days. I apparently forgot to edit this slide. So there you go, 10 days, if you can believe it. But we still actually need some help. So if you know folks who are interested in helping as medics or on food service staff, please let us know. Go to cpcbsa.org/campstaff. We're a few employees short. And so if people want to spend the summer, at the beach and in the mountains and serving scouts and helping scouts grow and learn and enjoy the adventure, by gosh, what a great way to do that and get paid. So check it out at cpcbsa.org/campstaff. Of course, all of this information is sent via email every week. We send it on Thursdays after the recording of this is done, and you get access to the recording, of course, at cpcbsa.org/webinars. All this information and more is at cpcbsa.org/calendar as well. So that really, I feel like, let me just double check here, that's really it. That's the latest news from around the CPC. What a lot going on, and I feel like it's just so exciting to finally get back into it, and I'm excited about it. I hope you're excited for it too. So, and if you ever have any questions, go to our website at cpcbsa.org. There's links for literally everything there. There's contact information for everybody. So don't be shy. Let us know what questions you have, because I'm sure everybody has questions about summer camp, things like that. But hopefully, a lot of these tools help alleviate some of those questions and just give you the information you need. So, thank you so much for joining us, everybody, today. Really appreciate all of your time, your talent, your treasure, as we like to say, when it comes to serving scouts and serving in our community. And if you ever have any questions, or if you ever have any needs or ideas of things you'd like us to cover in these webinars, by gosh, you can send your requests to cpcbsa.org/marketing, and we'll answer your questions there. You can fill out the form and send your marketing requests there, and I'll get back to you on that. So check that out at cpcbsa.org/marketing. So there's that. All right. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll have more updates next week as well. There's still some things that we're working out for summer camp as well. So we will have more updates on that as soon as we receive those. So check it out. And we'll see you next week at noon on the CPC BSA webinars. Thanks so much for joining us. Bye-bye.